Okay, so this is a video as a follow-up video to the video that I did on doubling your celebrations through sadhana. So there were a lot of questions that came to me, and first of all, thank you very much to all the viewers who listened on to it, and also came back to me, DM'd me, or messaged me, or responded to me saying that they will pick up the Ganapati Sadhana for this next 11 days. And I think that's a fabulous thing. I really thank God that that video was able to trigger some kind of an interest level amongst people. So a few questions that were asked, and I thought that I'll do this video before we actually get into the frenzy of the festival and the mood of the festival. So first things was that if somebody is a non-vegetarian and would like to pick up a Ganapati Sadhana, which is primarily could be a Sahasranam or a Homa or whatever for the next 11 days, then is it very necessary for that person to leave non-vegetarian? So the answer to that is yes. It will be very much advisable that you leave non-vegetarian completely for the next 11 days if you are picking up the Ganapati Sadhana. Yes, there are many people from your side who could be gym goers and have eggs regularly in their diet. In that case, what do? You can check with your nutritionist, and you can tell that nutritionist that for the next 11 days I will be going on to a diet where I don't want to consume eggs. If there is any kind of other protein replacement that the nutritionist gives, it will be great, and I'm sure the nutritionist will be able to help you out with that. And yes, even eggs are not allowed while, or I would advise that eggs should also not be consumed while you are doing a Ganapati Sadhana, especially for the beginners. I think because you are taking up something which is very new to you, something which you are going to do diligently for the next 11 days, avoid having these kind of foods completely. Next thing is, because Ganesha is, have you ever seen Ganesha consuming meat? I don't think it is there anywhere in Shastras. Having said, culturally, like for example in I've heard that in Cambodia, Malaysia, Indonesia, there is also meat given to Ganesha, but I have just heard about it. I'm not too sure about that. Culturally, that could be a predominantly meat-eating society, and therefore they have given that, because what we offer to the god is what we consume generally. Okay, so if that is the case, then they have done so. So that could be a different altogether. Ours is primarily a vegetarian society. We have culturally been a vegetarian society. I mean, this many sections of the society have been that, and so therefore pick up the sadhana, which is non-meat eating, or rather pick up this sadhana of Ganesha, which will ask you not to have a non-vegetarian diet. One of the most important factors also is that meat generally tends to be weighty, in the sense that what you would like to do whenever you are doing any kind of sadhana is to have a very light diet. Okay, because it's a sadhana, please understand, it's not a celebration necessarily. I mean, you are doing celebration also, but as I said to you, when you are combining sadhana and celebration, okay, so it is important that you have as much as lightness of your being, which is lightness of your physical being, as well as lightness therefore of your mind, because then only you will be able to understand, absorb, and enjoy the results of the meditation that would ensue once you start doing your japa, etc. Okay, so therefore I have got nothing. I'm a non-vegetarian dieted person, but during this time I keep my diets confined to the vegetarian diet. So this is one thing. Second thing is that should I take a sankalpa? This was another question, that for the next 11 days should I therefore physically do the act of sankalpa while taking this? So sankalpa should never uh, never be feared. So please do not think that okay, once you are doing a sankalpa, so therefore you are bound and you are terrified now ki now we will have to complete. Say if you are mentally not ready for it, then don't even think of doing this. So because sadhana is sadhana should be done with a vow, ideally, okay, because if you do that, then uh, you don't because our mind is something now, it will try to compromise, it will try to kind of put the bait in order to kind of deter you a little bit away from this. The whole thing is the battle of willpower, okay. So please understand that, and ideally take a sankalpa. So you know how to take a sankalpa, everyone knows how to take a sankalpa. Pour a water, take some akshatas in your right hand, invert the fist on your left palm, and uh, put your hands on your right leg, and you say I so and so. You can even tell what your gotra is. If you don't know your gotra, then you are a kashyap gotra, so you can say that you are a kashyap gotra then, and say okay, on such and such day, which is a shubha muhurta, shubha day, I am taking this sankalpa in order to seek the unhindered blessings of the Lord, and for the next 11 days I'm going to do so and so, so and so, so and so. I may do a sasranamam, I may do a homa, I may do japa 500 times of Om Gam Ganpate Namah, whatever. Specify the thing and say that I am doing in order to receive the blessings of the Lord, okay, and I will be able to accomplish this. I will make sure that as per my will and as per my resources, and as per my ability, I am able to complete this, okay. So this was the second thing, which yes, you can take a sankalpa and do, ideally take a sankalpa and do, okay. Then the third thing was that what if I'm traveling during this time, so what if I'm traveling, and will I be able to? So if you're traveling, fine, if you have done a sankalpa that you are going to be stationary at a such and such time and you are going to sit and do this japa, then make sure that you sit and do that japa during that time, or don't take a sankalpa which has got so many restrictions. You can take a flexible sankalpa also, so you can do that. Like for example, there is a lady who came back to me, and she is going to travel to and she wants to do it in a particular time and place and all of that, and she is supposed to, and she is going to take that, going to keep those restrictions. If she is going to keep those restrictions, and she was supposed to come back on the 27th, so I advised her that okay, can you extend by any means, if it's possible by you, for you to even extend it by 2 more days to stay in that place and then come back only on the 30th, which was possible by her, and because she had the restriction of a time, place, location, okay. So she is going to do that, a time, place, location. So her sankalpa therefore becomes that much confined and narrowed down, which is good for her, and she will be able to do so by extending it with 2 more days, which is a good thing again. So this is what, and yeah, I think these were 3-4 questions which came to me. Also there were questions like in terms of what if I have women, especially if they have their periods. I would say okay, if you have your periods and this is the first time you are doing these kind of sankalpa of doing a japa, etc., stop it for the 4 days, but extend it for the next 4 days then in that case. So do that, and I generally I will mention over here is that if it is a japa related thing, okay, and I have not I do not just touch fire during that time, during my periods time, but if it's a japa related thing, during my periods also I do my japa, okay. So now it's all up to y'all how y'all want to do it, but for the beginners I would say that look at those 4 days of restriction and then again continue from the 5th day to the and extend it by 4 more days. So that's the thing. And when I keep on saying that for the beginners, please understand that after a period of time when you have kind of done certain amount of sadhana, etc., all these boundaries and all this physical physical restrictions can be managed Okay. See, primarily it is because all your especially when you have your periods, your flow of senses, flow of energy is outwards, and when you're doing a japa and you want to be in a meditative state, your flow of energy needs to be inwards in order to benefit. If there is a clash between the flow of energy outwards and the inwards, there could be a compromise to your physical well-being. In my case, because you have done sadhana for a period of time, you know how to manage to kind of not get into that flow of energy outside. You know how to maneuver your energies inside. Okay, now of course that comes after solid years of sadhana. So I would not advise any women beginners, to do what I'm doing, but yes, you can extend it by 4 more days. So this, yes, and see to it that you don't have party at your home in the next 11 days where you have free flowing alcohol, etc., which is happening in all that. So if you have taken a sankalpa, so don't do that. Try and be in a environment which enriches your sattvic tendencies. Okay, so avoid any kind of violence, aggression, including a consumption of content which is of that side, if of that kind, if you can. One of the beautiful things that I had learned from a friend of mine who so what it was basically, that whenever you are going to, if there is a festival coming in, or if there is a sadhana that you want to pick up in the next couple of days, etc., you try to build the mood. Like, for example, listen to some bhajans, create the mood to be in that flow. Okay, so listen to some bhajans, read up some books which is related to Ganesha, contemplate on him, just like, for example, today I went to a Hanumanji's temple, and I prayed for him to come to my place when Ganesha is visiting. So it's like you do small chotu things which is drawing your mind back to the deity which is going to come to your place. Okay, so do these kind small gestures. Okay, I really loved what Manish ji had put in his Twitter, where he sang Jai Jai Omkara. I'm trying to attempt to sing it. Okay, I am a bad singer, but I am going to learn how to do it. So I'm like listening to the versions of it in YouTube, and I'm going to attempt to probably sing that for Ganesha. I am no sankalpa for that, but I'm just saying that I'm going to attempt to do that. So what actually is happening is the mood building is happening. So I have spoken to my team members. I'm going to restrict my meetings during these days, etc., so that I am able to concentrate more on the things at hand, on the Ganesha that is going to be at my place, people who will come and visit him, the homas that I will be doing. I'm now excited that the first homa that I will be doing will be at the time. I will attempt to do it at the time of the morning sunrise. So the sunrise time. So gearing towards that, trying to go to sleep early in order to match that rhythm. All of that. So do these kind of things. I think this will help in making a conducive environment, bodily, emotionally, and even mentally and spiritually, that in the next 11 days we are going to do this, and do it not as something which is, while it is a discipline, try and enjoy that discipline. Try and enjoy this entire feat. Okay, after all, Ganesha is a beautiful deity who brings auspiciousness in your life, brings bliss in your life, brings sweetness in your life, and therefore he eats a lot of sweet, basically, which means he adds a sweetness into your life. Okay, so enjoy the entire process. Don't get too bogged down by things, and ये नहीं करेगा, वो नहीं करेगा, ऐसा करेगा, वैसा करेगा. Even if there are restrictions, enjoy those restrictions and don't think of them as restrictions, but think of them as something that builds a conducive environment spiritually for you in order to gain the blessings of Lord Ganesha. So, thank you very much, and Om Gam Ganpate Nama. Do come back to me and write back to me or DM me or message me as to how has been your experience, and I will see you all after the festival. Thank you so much. And in between, of course, if I get a chance to do a few more videos, I'll be doing that. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Gam Ganpate Namah.